Lesson 329. I have already chosen what you will.
Hi there. Are you ready to take another step to get rid of the thought system that the world has taught you and build another one that aligns better with what you are in truth? Let's check how Lesson 329 can help us with that.
I have already chosen what you will. Father, I thought I wandered from your will, defied it, broke its laws, and interposed a second will more powerful than yours. Yet what I am in truth is but your will, extended and extending. This am I, and this will never change. As you are one, so am I one with you. And this I chose in my creation, where my will became forever one with yours. That choice was made for all eternity. It cannot change and be in opposition to itself. Father, my will is yours. And I am safe, untroubled and serene, in endless joy, because it is your will that it be so.
Today we will accept our union with each other and our source. We have no will apart from His, and all of us are one because His will is shared by all of us. Through it we recognize that we are one. Through it we find our way at last to God.
In other words, today's lesson is another step in our training to think along the lines of the principles of love and oneness set forth by A Course in Miracles. Certainly, it's one thing to understand these principles intellectually, and quite another to absorb them and live them deeply as part of our being. Throughout our lives, we have often taken for granted what the world has taught us, that we are separate from each other and from God, perhaps even that we are small powerless creatures, born into sin. We've been led to believe that we must suffer simply because we were born human, inherently flawed and sinful. Now, A Course in Miracles teaches us that we are indeed very holy, collectively the beloved Son of God. Even though we exist in this world of illusions, in truth we possess all the attributes of our Father, including His power and His unbound love. Most importantly, we are not separate from each other, nor are we separate from God. Think of it as existing in a holographic universe, where our true inner self can be found deep within us, deep within our brothers, and in God Himself. And as today's lesson emphasizes, our true will is the same as the will of God. But even if we feel in our hearts that these principles are true and resonate with our core, and even if we understand them intellectually, how will this translate into actions, behaviors, and responses in our daily lives and activities? Having lived our entire lives under the yoke of an opposing thought system, it's easy to imagine that we still unconsciously nurture old habits of thinking and behaving as if we were separate bodies and this world was the only reality we know. However, even if we've strayed or tried to do things our way or according to the world's way, our real self remains always connected to God, and our true will is perpetually aligned with God's will. Yet, even if we now accept the principles taught by A Course in Miracles, our behavior, our actions, and even the thoughts that randomly pass through our minds can be out of alignment with the truth we are now determined to live. That's precisely why we do these lessons, through our daily practices in the morning and evening, when we meditate and connect with God through the Holy Spirit, and with our hourly reminders to mentally repeat the idea of the day, we train our mind to adopt new habits of thinking. We train our mind to transition to a new thought system based on love, moving away from the fear-based system we've been taught. We're not separate from God and from each other, we accept that and strive to live accordingly. Let's choose to see that, no matter what happens. Let's choose that, regardless of how people behave or act. Let's decide that this is the reality we want to experience. That is our will, and we have no will apart from God, and God's will is shared by all of us. Through embracing this shared will, we recognize our oneness. Through it, we find our way back to God.
I have already chosen what you will.
I have already chosen what you will.
I have already chosen what you will.
What do you think of that? Are we ready to choose the miracle today, instead of viewing the world in our usual way? Are we up to the challenge of acting in accordance with our true will today? Continue your practices in the morning and evening, and remember to remind yourself of this idea every hour. Whenever you notice that you're slipping into your usual thought system based on fear and separation, try to remember today's lesson and just repeat silently in your mind.
I have already chosen what you will.
You're doing great. See you tomorrow for another powerful lesson. Just a quick reminder, we're currently exploring the section titled What is Creation? If you haven't watched the introduction to this section yet, be sure to check it out by clicking on the video link that should appear on your screen in a moment.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.